Welcome to our posts. Today we will see stories of r/malicious compliance. Print out the internet? Yes, ma'am. This is about a decade ago, but still well within the realm of the internet. I was a technical writer for the government and had slowly been transferring our old employee handbook, think government bureaucracy from the 1940s, into a modern and actually useful documents, think one page with our policies and links to useful websites, like Office of Personnel Management, forms for workman's comp, etc. My boss wanted the whole thing printed out, on her desk the next morning. This was Monday of the Thanksgiving weekend. I printed out the 200 or so pages and just had the links to the various websites in bold. This took about an hour, and I left it on her desk before going home that night. She calls me in her office on Tuesday afternoon and proceeds to yell at me at how stupid I am. Do I think people can just go to a website when it is on paper? No. I need to print everything out. I calmly tell her that these sites are pretty dense and deep and it would be about 10,000 pages. She says she does not care, it needs to be on her desk, damn it, first thing Monday morning. Mind you, this is now Tuesday and we usually had some of Wednesday off. I was not really planning to work Thursday, Thanksgiving, or Friday, as I had applied for leave and was looking forward to a nice relaxing long weekend. I don't have family, but I had plans. But okay. I asked for, and got the request to have everything pertaining to the employee handbook online in a printed format. I also had real work and real deadlines. A quick bit of context: she was my boss, she did my performance appraisals, and she could make my life miserable and possibly fire me. However, my clients were teams that put together engineering plans, biological assessments, scientific journal articles, reports to Congress, etc. that had real-world deadlines. On some of these, if you missed the publication date, your agency paid $100,000 a day in delay fees. Or you would piss off a congressperson, which is never a good idea. And I was really getting sick and tired of my boss's requests that took me away from my actual work. So I was printing and printing all the rest of Tuesday afternoon, and then Wednesday. I had to go to the site, print, click on the next link, print, etc. On Wednesday, we got a letter from a Congress critter that was actually important. Had we not gotten that, I might not have done what I did. I got overtime approved pronto to take care of this request. So I did work Thanksgiving. As I was doing that, I kept on printing. And printing. I used up every sheet of paper in our 14-story building. I kept on researching the response for the congressional printing, going to the next floor to carefully get that packet of paper to tuck under the appropriate page, etc. I had paper in about 20 different conference rooms. I could have done the congressional in about 8 hours. But it was not due until Monday. And all of this printing took me a good 24 hours of work. So I put in for 32 hours, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Got it done. This is now 2 stacks of paper, each about 6 feet high. I was way under in my estimate of 10,000 pages, as it was more like about 30,000. Remember, I had at least 5 printers going at once for 4 days, etc. I put this in my boss's office, which was already none too clean and pristine. I got written up, with a disciplinary hearing and everything. The charge was malicious compliance. I kept my job only because I did have her request in an email. Next story. Screw your homeowners associations and its ridiculous rules. Back in high school, I was all about my car. Don't get me wrong, it was a rolling point of sale, but it was my car. It had a trade-in value of maybe $5, but it was my car. I was learning how to take care of it, by which I mean I found where the dipstick was and how to pull it. I hadn't yet moved on to tire inflation. One step at a time. One day after school, I drove over to my friend's place. We jump out, pop the hood, pull the dipstick, check the oil, and it was fine, so put the hood back down. I had no idea what in homeowners associations was nor what it meant. I was just a happy ignorant teenager eager to demonstrate how responsible I was with my wheels. A few days go by and we're hanging out at my friend's place when his mom comes home. She starts giving us the business in that I'm annoyed but trying not to be voice about a warning she received from the homeowners associations regarding repairing cars in your driveway, complete with a photo of my point of sale with the hood up. Really, she was being pretty good, though clearly annoyed. We explained that we weren't repairing anything, that I was just checking the oil level, and didn't even need any tools. Picture just had the hood up. She softened quite a bit, and the focus of her annoyance shifted from us to the homeowners associations, since it's entirely reasonable for anyone to check the level of oil in a car. She finds her copy of the homeowners association's rules, and we all read them together. Sure enough, there's a bylaw that says you can't repair a car in the driveway. I protest that I wasn't repairing anything, I was just checking the oil. Reading the exact rules on exactly what was forbidden sparked an idea. I look at my friend, raise an eyebrow, and say, "Fight the power?" Fight the power. I propose my plan to his mom and ask for permission, since she's going to have to deal with the fallout. She's on board since she thinks this is supremely stupid, and we set in motion. Cue the malicious compliance. Every day after school, my friend and I drove our point of sale machines to his place, parked in their driveway, raised the hoods, and just looked at the engines. No tools, we weren't even near them. We didn't check the oil, we didn't so much as touch them nor wipe them down with a rag. All we did was expose them to the birds, the sky, and God above to just let them breathe. After a while I got bored, so I started setting up an easel and drawing my engine 10 minutes at a time. My friend had to one-up me, so decided he needed some tasteful artistic photos with his engine. He judged the best photos would be him laying over the engine shirtless, stroking and fake kissing it. Just absurd, over-the-top, moronic high schooler stuff. Predictably, the homeowners associations was on us like stink on crap. The warnings quickly turned into fines, complete with pictures of both vehicles with their hoods up. Then more pictures with mine with its hood up and an easel in front. Then even more pictures with my friend's with its hood up, him laying in the engine compartment and me taking pictures of him with a camera. Soon enough his mom let us know it was time for the monthly homeowners associations meeting. Of course, all three of us had to go in person to protest the fines. So the motley pair of us show up along with his mom, and his mom's stack of fine notices. I bring along my engine drawing, and we printed some of my friend's boudoir engine photos larger than normal. After a while it was new business time, and my friend's mom steps up. I'm pretty sure they expected her to play the "my son and his friend are morons, please make these fines go away," since I didn't know what they were doing sympathy card. Nope, not a chance. She politely but firmly attested that she was being sent fines for something that wasn't in the bylaws, and asked the board to stop. One of the board members spoke up saying that working on cars was against the bylaws, and clearly that's what was going on since both hoods were up. Oh, you should have seen their faces when she corrected them that the bylaws said no repairs were allowed, that there were no repairs going on in any of the pictures since no tools were visible. And that we were just doing art projects for school. Even longer faces were seen when she showed my, truthfully completely terrible, drawing of my engine, along with the date stamped a couple weeks ago pictures. This was back when film cameras stamped a date directly on the picture, of my friend trying to seduce his engine. The Homeowners Association's president called for a 5-minute recess, during which the board huddled in a corner of the room. After the recess, the president succinctly said, "Ma'am, we are going to dismiss all your fines. Have a nice evening." We damn near danced out of that meeting. Being the obnoxious crapheads that my friend and I were, we had to do the drawing and photo routine a few more times just to make sure they weren't going to start sending more fines. They wisely didn't, and being victorious we soon found other ways to annoy them. Next story. Stepdad tried to punish me without hearing me out. I did what he asked. Background: I am a woman. Also, my sister and I are both adults now and safely moved out. As long as I could remember, my sister, who was 2 years younger than me, would come up and hit me for no reason and often started fights with me. My parents started telling me that I would just have to hit her back because I'm stronger, so she would stop once she realized I would hurt her worse. Fast forward to me being 16, my sister was 14. We're sitting on the love seat in the living room with my stepdad across from us, asleep on the couch at 3 p.m. She hits me because I won't get up and get her a drink. I hit her back. She screams because I don't usually hit her back. My stepdad wakes up and starts yelling at her for being loud and demands to know what happened. She said I hit her. He then turns his anger to me. He yells at me, "If you want to F around, you can write 5 pages front and back, I will not bite people." If it's not done before dinner, I'm gonna take your phone and books. I made it clear that I hit her, not bit her, but he got even more angry and screamed, "If you think you're so smart, then write 10 pages front and back." He went back to sleep on the couch. I wrote 5 pages front and back. I will not bite people unerotically. I will not bite people unconsensually. I will not bite people without asking first. I will not bite people because they are not food. Along with some other ridiculous things I don't remember. I finished 5 pages before dinner, miraculously, and he read over them. He went red in the face. "I thought I told you 10 pages, he raged. "You said 10 pages if I think I'm so smart." "Which I don't," I innocently replied. "This is not what I told you to write." "Yes, it is. You said to write, 'I will not bite people,' and that's exactly what I did." My mom got home at that point and overheard. Coming to investigate, she flipped through the pages and laughed. It made him angrier as he answered her questions on the assignment, and she took my side, still chuckling as we started making dinner. Next story. You only want men, okay. I used to work for a temp agency. We specialized in labor and construction work, but really, if I had notice, could recruit for any type of work. We had customers that often needed workers with different skills and tickets. And some customers were just downright misogynistic. One customer called later in the morning and said he needed 2 workers and would only accept men. I explained that due to timing I didn't have many workers available at short notice, but I have 2 women available that are very seasoned and strong, with great work ethic. He declined. So I sent him the other 2 men I had in the office who were 2 of the laziest workers I had, hence why they were not already dispatched. The customer called me at the end of the day and said he needed 2 workers again tomorrow, but not those 2 as they were horrible. I again offered the ladies and said how they had been praised for past work. He begrudgingly agreed. The next day he called and said how they were some of the best workers he had ever had. They ended up working for him for 3 months and he eventually hired them. Next story. We can only make popcorn in the office on holidays? Okay. Happy National Crayon Day. This story is about one of my mother's co-workers. Basically, her office had a popcorn machine. This particular co-worker had a habit of abusing the popcorn machine and making popcorn on a regular basis. He abused his popcorn privileges so often that the office put out a memo stating that the popcorn machine was now reserved for birthdays and holidays only. Popcorn could no longer be made on any normal day. This was where the malicious compliance came in. This coworker began sending emails out to everybody along these lines. It's March 31st. Happy National Crayon Day. I have made popcorn in the break room. It's April 2nd. Happy Peanut Butter and Jelly Day. I have made popcorn in the break room. It's April 3rd. Happy Pony Express Day. I have made popcorn in the break room. All of these emails would contain links to articles proving that these were legitimate holidays. Nobody fought him on this. This madman just kept on making popcorn whenever he pleased, so long as he could prove that that day was some form of holiday. I'm not sure why he didn't just bring a bag of popcorn for himself and always felt the need to use the company popcorn maker to make popcorn for everybody. There are many things I will not know about Popcorn Man. But whenever I'm celebrating National Adopt a Ferret Day, I eat some popcorn in celebration of him. I hope you guys like this video. If you did, make sure like, comment, share and subscribe the channel or posts.